Yesterday we talked about a handful of weapons that were leaked in regards to the overall future of Modern Warfare 2, that being from Season 3 all the way through presumably Season 5, maybe 6, but right now it kind of looks like there's only 5. Today though I wanted to focus a little closer and discuss some of the proposed leaks for Season 3 here in particular. Operators, weapons, themes, and perhaps some surprise additions that may appear to be on the way. We're discussing it also as we go along. Drop your thoughts below. What do you hope to see in Season 3? Do you like or dislike what we hear out of this? Whatever the case, drop your thoughts below. But if you enjoyed the video, you find it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on it, and consider subscribing to stay up to date with all things Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, Season 3, and more FPS content in the future as we branch out to other stuff. I'd love to have you in the community, but finally, check out my friends over at GamerAdvantage. More on them a little later on. But for now, let's jump into some further leak discussion on Season 3. So as we mentioned yesterday, Season 3 is right around the corner. While I'm expecting most of the promotion, reveals, and all to come officially next week and into the following leading up to the launch of Season 3, there still is a chance that in the next few days here before that, we could see our first teases of some kind, though that's not guaranteed. Instead, just kind of historically something we've seen happen before. With recent leaks, we've had a lot on the table in regards to the big picture, but for what's upcoming in the near future, we'll have that either confirmed or denied here very shortly. But just wanted to share this stuff with you guys either way. Full disclosure, take all of what we talk about here with a grain of salt. Datamined content is a snapshot into development, a peek behind the curtain, but not anything that should be taken as fact 100% of the time. Sure, a lot of what we discuss, if not all of it, could come to pass, but it's just something that's a peek at the time of its introduction to the game files, not necessarily where it's currently at today, 2 weeks past the update's introduction. Things change, things are moved or adjusted in time schedules and releases, so not everything is set in stone, but it's certainly interesting to consider. With that in mind, the information today comes from Task Force Leakers 141 and another leaker, BK Tor, both of which we've talked about here on the channel in the past. But it gets interesting because according to Task Force Leakers, there's additional leaked items we've heard about in the last 24 hours. So kind of giving you a rundown of what may be expected here for Season 3, we can include firstly a Las Almas Sicario theme here for Season 3. Season 2 was more so all on Ashika Island and a Japanese samurai theme here at this, but it seems like we might now see a transition to Las Almas and a Sicario theme going along with that. And following suit, the operators then would include Valeria, who Task Force Leakers states is going to be the main focal operator for the battle pass with this. Alejandro as an operator coming at some point during the season as a paid operator bundle, similar to how we've seen in the past. Alex will be the raid-focused bundle apparently here, which does make sense because, again, spoiler alert if you guys have not actually played the raid itself from Season 2 Reloaded just yet, Alex is found alive and well. It really wasn't a question of if he was KIA or something like that. He was just kind of MIA rather, based off of Episode 1 of the raid, but he's met back up with Task Force 141, Farah, Gaz, and Price, so makes sense that he'd be included in the mid-season Reloaded raid operator bundle as well. And finally, we'll apparently see one more licensed operator similar to Shredder, something that's a crossover event and operator in their own right. That's also something that was kind of previewed before, again, from that phishing leak that we talked about a month back at this point, but a very themed operator set here that would very much so focus on Las Almas and the Sicario theme that is apparently rumored to be coming. Now, maps, that is something that's up in the air. 6v6 gunfight maps, we don't quite know. There's still apparently 13 maps in the game files already, not in the game live just yet, including Ancient, Action Park, Cruise, Crypto, Yellow Castle, Dogtown, Esports Gym, Biolab, Exhume, Fallout, Luxury, Tenet, and Tokyo, that any number of those could be coming. Though with the mode of gunfight coming here as of Season 3, that's something that we can presume maybe about 4 maps here at the launch from what has been previously leaked, again, from that phishing internal data from Activision about a month or two that we discussed that back, but leaking all the way back in December. So that's something that we'll see around maybe 4 maps in that regard. Still, my only big hope is that we get gunfight, offering up a face-off variation of anywhere from 4v4 to 6v6 play so that you have chaotic close quarters action as well, but that's just getting ahead of ourselves. Beyond that, it's looking like 5 potentially in total for Season 3, perhaps hinted again by the designation in the game files that we could see the weapons of the Uzi, Scar SC, MCX Spear, Intervention, and a melee weapon. As for what weapons would come along in the battle pass, in the seasonal event challenges, as a mid-season update, we don't quite know at the moment, but that's something that is apparently a possibility with that. And of course, Plunder is going to be returning within Warzone. Now, one of the interesting things beyond what has been put forth here as for the preliminary Season 3 leaks and stuff like that, one thing that I saw in regards to the discussion of the Las Almas theme, I wouldn't expect it to go nearly as far as them adding Las Almas as the new Warzone map. I've seen discussion where people are like, oh, this means that we're going to see a new map, right? Because that's been theoried for quite some time that it's going to be the next Warzone map. However, that still looks to be the upcoming 2023 3-year of Warzone's map, akin to the sizing of Almas. We touched on this before, how that map's actually already seemingly in the game, hinted at. Not necessarily the actual map playable itself, but the world of Las Almas is being hinted at. That's something that if you know where to look in the campaign, you can end up seeing a TAC map that showcases something that, like Almazra, matches up perfectly with existing multiplayer maps. The ground war experience, you can see it matches up perfectly with Santa Senya border crossing and Guijaro. Both of those also including the sub-maps for the 6v6 experience of border crossing and Mercado, but also smaller maps like El Asio are also in play on that TAC map that match up perfectly. So just like Almazra and the segments that we see in 6v6 and ground war, it works a little too well. So it's something that I definitely expected to be coming later on down the line, but not as early as season 3. But what I do find interesting is the potential that we could see more of that TAC map that we've already seen built out further, where we know a little bit perhaps more of the playable experience that will eventually come into the next Warzone map later on in the year. But in a 6v6 or ground war format, I do think it'd be cool to see how that world could be built out before we jump into it in Warzone. Additionally, though, that's not the only thing with Warzone that has me pretty curious. Previously, we had discussed that I didn't, just from educated guesses, think that ranked play for Warzone would be coming until much later. Me, personally, I kind of thought it would be Season 4, an introduction there, that it would be a sort of main pillar of the game being introduced into Warzone with Season 4, whereas we have Gunfight, we have Plunder already being marketed for Season 3. It kind of seems strange that we see all that plus a ranked mode within Warzone added as well, but it actually might be something that still has a potential to come at that point. This in particular, take with a grain of salt because it is very much so a strange thing to me still, but leaker BK Tour recently tweeted out images that included the official Warzone ranked icon, completed, ironed out, polished off, alongside plunder icons and other things like capture the flag and demolition for Modern Warfare 2. That would indicate that these are coming, with plunder's icons already being shared. It is something we know that's in Season 3, but alongside that ranked icon, he also shared images that look to be placeholder icons for challenges in ranked, such as winning 5 games with the prefix of S3 or Season 3. So it is possible that we see this maybe in Season 3, which is kind of crazy to me. I really wasn't expecting them to introduce it this quick after it being something that has been announced officially, but honestly, when you consider that many players are just leaving Warzone en masse, it could be something that this may be something pushed towards that finish line a little earlier, just like how we saw Himmelmat Expo being introduced. That was something they stated was going to be coming later on in the year, but was already testing well above where it was in terms of expectations. So they moved that from something that would previously be released later on in the year to Season 2 Reloaded. So it is possible that maybe ranked was something that was scheduled initially for Season 4, but because of, again, trying to save the player base on Warzone 2, maybe that's being introduced a little earlier, which if they do use the same sort of model that we have with Modern Warfare 2's ranked play system, I don't think it'd be the end of the world. I don't think it'd be something that's like rushed to the finish line or anything like that, because the model is essentially there already. It's just a matter of when you push that forward, perhaps. So that's definitely an interesting twist here in what could happen with Season 3, but right now, just want to share some insight with you guys as to some of the discussion going alongside what could be upcoming for Season 3 and everything you could expect. So that said, that's what we're going to call it. Before we wrap everything up, do me a favor, check out my friends over at GamerAdvantage. I know you've heard the pitch before, but truly, I love these guys. GamerAdvantage, for anyone who may not know, is a blue light glasses company that make the best product on the market, in my opinion. Their frames are comfortable, lightweight, and durable, with their lenses being clinically proven and even prescription compatible, so insurance can cover that cost. I've used just about every single pair you could find on Amazon as generic pairs go, but while these admittedly are more of an investment, I truly believe the product and that quality is well justified for that price differential, especially if you're like me and look at any sort of screen for prolonged periods of time a day. Me at my desk, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours a day, sometimes working on videos. So if you'd like to learn more, head on over to the link in the description below. You can find the breakdown of the science, the clinical studies, all that kind of stuff. But if you'd like to pick up a pair for yourself, use code Espresso to get 10% off your entire order. But that said, that's what we're going to call it. So let me know your thoughts down below. What do you guys think of the proposed Season 3 content here with Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2? Do you like it, dislike it, hoping for a little more, think it's enough? Whatever the case, drop your thoughts below. But if you enjoyed the video, you found it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing to stay updated with all things Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, and anything COD related. But for now, thanks so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.